Everyone's road through life is not easy, but for young Hannah, the moment she was born, it appeared hopeless. Hannah, however, emerges significantly better after a protracted and challenging one. Her amazing makeover has left those who knew her before unable to believe she's the same person. But first, what's wrong with Hannah, and what challenges did she encounter? Hannah's life hasn't been easy. It's been filled with hardships like friends dying and being teased at school. But just as she started to believe that things were getting better, this news was about to validate her suspicions. Hannah anxiously held hands with her siblings. They were summoned into the living room by their parents, who had some awful news to deliver. Her mother, teary-eyed, eventually spoke after a period of silence. "Please don't panic, but I have something to tell you." But to understand Hannah's circumstances and what is happening, some background information is required. When Larry and Jackie Kritzek first met the gorgeous young child who would permanently change their lives, they had 3 teens: Kelly, Mark, and Matt. Jackie and Larry both took part in community activities, relished the reciprocity, and encouraged their 3 kids to do the same. The couple, while volunteering at the neighborhood orphanage one weekend, had no idea of the significance of this visit for them. They arrived early and helped set up the various booths for adoption visits when at the orphanage. They each carefully placed the information on the tables, not realizing they would need it. A nurse carried a baby outside into the sunshine later that day, and soon she was in Jackie's arms. According to Larry, she didn't let go. It was like she'd known her for a long time. At that very moment, the couple realized they had to adopt the kid. They spent a lot of money, and the process was not simple. Additionally, they had to persuade their kids. Although Jackie and Larry knew that the talk wouldn't be easy, they were nonetheless taken aback by their 3 adolescent children's responses. They were thrilled. Everyone was curious as to how it would be to have a younger sibling. Hannah was welcomed home with loving arms and bright smiles as soon as the adoption process was complete. However, Hannah had a secret she won't discover until she is much older. Hannah was a boisterous youngster who enjoyed playing and running about with her siblings and dog. Her family was like something out of a fairy tale. Her parents and siblings were kind and helpful. She was just like any other child. She was, however, soon to start school. The little girl was eager to meet new people and go to new places, but she was unaware of what it meant for her. That September, when classes began, Hannah couldn't wait to enter the building. She was ecstatic to play with children her age. Hannah initially found school life to be simple, but she soon began to learn something about herself. She was raised significantly differently from other kids. However, Jackie and Larry had another concern. They felt that the little child would soon have to face difficult questions. She became aware of the differences between her and her siblings, but assumed this due to age. Unfortunately, she became aware that the age gap was not the cause, and she had a lot of questions for her parents. Now Jackie and Larry had to face their fears. They knew this day would come. Hannah sobbed as she demanded to hear the truth. "Why am I different?" Her parents needed to come clean. Jackie and Larry smiled at their daughter and told the young girl how unique she was. She was one of just 100 well-known persons around the world who had the illness. This was called primordial dwarfism. It is a unique and highly rare form of dwarfism. But her diminutive stature isn't the only thing. She was born with it, and the average lifespan of those who have the condition is 30 years. As a result, Hannah had to deal with a variety of distressing medical issues that frequently required hospitalization and ongoing care, as she was in chronic, mild to severe discomfort. While Hannah looked forward to going to school, the rest of the family had a slightly different feeling. They feared that individuals who did not know or understand her would mistreat her. They were not surprised when some classmates mistreated her, called her names, and picked on her. This made high school life exceedingly challenging for a young teen who was frequently compared to a child. Hannah had one advantage, though: her siblings were always watching out for her. Her brothers frequently got into fights in her honor, but even that couldn't fully shield her from some dangers. There was emotional pain too. Hannah once shared her thoughts with a boy she admired, and he told Hannah face the fact that no one would ever date her. She felt horrible. Getting rejected was awful, but she was determined to not let it define her. She was committed to getting the most out of her time in high school. She had dreams like every other teen. She knew she would be famous because she was unique. She worked assiduously to realize her goals while auditioning for school plays and musicals. She did not, however, act alone. Hannah was particularly close to her two girls, Emily Toft and Heidi Melgren. The three friends traveled extensively during their free time while in high school. Hannah also had another unique companion. His name was Bradley Jordan, and he also had a form of dwarfism. Since it was uncommon to meet someone who could relate to their situation, the two got along well and enjoyed each other's company. After high school, Hannah and her two closest friends set out on a month-long excursion to have fun traveling the country. But just as things were becoming exciting, something terrible happened. Hannah received terrible news. Bradley's illness caused his death. Hannah was devastated. This made her realize how serious her illness was. While Hannah was sad to see Bradley go, her outlook on life changed. She became appreciative. She is grateful for the gift of meeting him and each day she lived. Hannah was prepared to rule the world. She began her journey to regionals after joining a dance squad. She was able to treat her scoliosis and take the stage as a result of the arduous treatment. However, things were about to get even weirder. Hannah did something. She went to a TV station to raise awareness of her experience with living with primordial dwarfism. But something unforgettable happened on the Maury show. Hannah met Selena Gomez, her idol. Hannah has always been a fan of the actress, having seen her on stage and in concert. When Maury revealed that the star would meet Hannah, it was both a tremendous shock and a blessing. The excitement, however, won't last long because Hannah will shortly receive even worse news. Jackie had polycystic kidney disease and was ill. She required a transplant. Hannah and her siblings found the news to be upsetting, but they handled it calmly and supported their mother. Hannah, though, took things a step further. She went to the hospital covertly to see if she was her mother's genetic match. She was her mother's match. The news made her joyful and delighted. There were drawbacks, however. As a result of her illness, Hannah was advised to take precautions that the risk of surgery was too great. Hannah didn't give a damn. She felt confident it was what she needed to do. She had to persuade her parents, who weren't excited about the notion. They finally consented after several failed attempts. The procedure was carried out, and it was successful. Hannah assisted in saving a woman's life who had saved hers. Even though Hannah's appearance on the Maury was her first on television, it was most definitely not her last. She started her acting career by appearing in several television programs and motion pictures. She also produced and starred in the well-known documentary Little and Looking for Love. However, it wasn't everything. Hannah is a real triple threat, just like her idol, with skills in acting, singing, and dancing. She never ceases to amaze those who meet and get to know her. But Hannah's popularity is not limited to the entertainment industry. She developed a partnership with the Potential Foundation along with her family. They visit the National Little People Conference in America every year to raise awareness about her illness. Hannah discusses her life experiences as well as the medical procedures that keep her robust and healthy. Size does not dictate potential, and she is determined to live life to the fullest. Hannah attends concerts, parties, dances, and other things that make her happier. She's appreciative of the time she has. Hannah always places her family first. The supper at the family house is considerably larger and noisier than before because her siblings now each have a wife and kids. Hannah aspires to fall in love and start a family in the future. Knowing Hannah, she will succeed in her endeavor. Always exceeds expectations. Always. In what role it never matters. She inspires me every day, Jackie said of her daughter.